There's no flowers, there's no berries, there's no leaves yet, because the berries will look like this. These are dried from last year, but they'll stand straight up and they're beautiful, and they're called sumac berries. And you know they taste like lemonade when you put them in your mouth? So remember that. This is a sumac, and it tastes like lemonade, okay? And it's got a little egg there. But let me tell you about another berry over here. Or actually, it's not even a berry. Although I have a jujube berry down there, and I have a little egg there. Jujube berries are dates. Have you ever eaten a date, you guys?
Probably not.
Well, you remember jujube? Sumac? Jujube, okay? So see if you can remember jujube. It looks like a date. I know. Jujube, sumac. Jujube, sumac.
So fruit grows on it and it looks like a date?
They look like dates. And so it's growing up right there next to the mushroom. And I've got a little egg there for you guys. And this one here, it's not a berry, but I just want to tell you because isn't it beautiful? This is a dwarf Russian almond bush right there. It'll have all these cute little fuzzy almonds. Isn't that wonderful?
Do you eat them?
Yes, you can eat them. We have 3 kinds of almonds here. This is a volunteer. We don't know yet what it is. It just decides to bloom every year, so we'll find out soon. Okay, I'm going to go back to this Easter egg, and I'll grab it. Athena wants to tell me what it is. What is it?
It's not going to taste like lemonade.
Oh, come here. Say that again.
It's a sumac and it tastes like lemonade.
Is this a smart one or what? You are so smart, cutie pie. Okay, let's get your egg. That was so cool, Athena. Oh, goodness. All right, you open it. Matches your dress. So there's a tattoo. There's some eggs. You can grab everything out of there. They're all for you. And also, because we got to put the egg back for the next person, okay? Because we're going to have more kids coming through here. But you also get 1-day summer survival youth camp. So mommy will call me and we'll schedule it for a day this summer, either in June or July or August, okay?
August is my birthday, August 22nd.
Oh, how wonderful. So if you're not doing anything, you want to come spend the day in the garden, in the food forest here, okay?
Thank
so
you.
then I'll end up filling this. Hold on just a second. I'll be right back. I actually have some eggs with stuff in them. And so the next group, they're coming from Cache Valley. They're not going to get here till later, but that's okay. We're going to hide this for them, okay? And then they'll get some treats as well. Okay, next one. Who? Okay, Haley. Oh, you too. You too, sweetie. Which one do you want to take, sweetheart? That one? Okay, tell me. It's a jujube berry. Come over here so you can hear. And it tastes like dates. You're so smart, you guys. You learn so quickly. Oh, that's so smart, sweetheart.
So is it this plant right here?
So it's actually, no, believe it or not, it's this guy right here that's growing under there. But he's not coming out yet because he likes warmer weather. And so he'll start to produce leaves later. Thank you, sweetheart. So what have you got? You got a little tattoo. And you also have, you get to take this home so your mommy can call, okay? 1-day summer survival youth camp, okay?
Millie, do you want me to hold it?
Wonderful, sweetheart. But she'll keep the candy. She likes the candy, right? Okay, so we'll leave one for the next group of Easter egg hunters right there by the jujube. And just for fun, you get to do another one, Haley. What is that guy that's all blooming? Who remembers that one?
Nope.
Does Mom remember? Yes, Russian?
No.
Almonds.
Yes. And it's
Team
a
effort.
dwarf. It's a dwarf,
Dwarf
so it
Russian
stays
almond.
short like this. Isn't that beautiful?
And are the little buds the almonds?
So it will have little almonds eventually. Every single little flower there can potentially be a fruit. Isn't that beautiful? Yep. And there's a peach behind him. And this is a pear here that has big, beautiful red pears. Now, this tree here, yes. Okay, come over here. I didn't tell you yet, so I'm going to tell you 2 of them. This is called a goji berry. Goji, okay? But some people call them wolf. I don't know why. I like goji. It's
Are
pretty.
those the ones I think I've gotten them in the store?
Yes.
The
They dry.
G-O-J-I.
Yes. G-O-G-J-I. So the goji berry has protein in it. Unlike other berries, they're high in vitamins and minerals and stuff, but it has protein in it. Isn't that cool? You can remember that? Gojis have protein. Yep. And you know when you eat them, not when they're shiny, but when they're shriveled. That's when they taste really good, okay, kids? All right.
Let them shrivel
So,
on the bush.
yes, you let them shrivel on the vine, you eat them, and they'll taste 10 times better than those dried ones that are hard that you buy at the store.
Yeah, I didn't
Just
like them very much.
beautiful goji berries. We let them grow crazy everywhere because we love gojis, right? All right, so come this way. Remember that one, okay? Come this way. Over by our bees. We won't go over and bother the bees because they're out getting pollen everywhere. But I do have one here. Does everybody want to know what this one is over here?
Yes.
They're blue. Can you guess? Blueberries. You got it. These little blueberries, okay, are just wonderful. And then I got a new kind of blueberry here that I'm going to plant. It's called a Jersey blueberry, okay? So I'm going to plant that one. So,
Good question. I thought blueberries didn't grow well in Utah. Do you have
well,
to treat the
we
soil?
tried so many different ways in peat moss and straw bales. We were told by nurseries to try all these different things. But really, they grow really well in pots. It stays more acidic that way. We added all sorts of pine needles, tried acidity every way possible, and it just didn't seem to do well in here, okay? And so we kept them in pots because if I took it out of the pot, it didn't do well. So that's how we're keeping blueberries alive.
Very cool.
Yep. And then it's got a little volunteer elderberry growing next to it. The elderberries do very, very well here and stuff. So this is a blueberry, okay? And then you take Haley back, because I bet she'll tell me what one of my favorites is, huh? Let's go back to that one, then we'll come back over here. Because I want Haley to get an egg. Come here. Let's go over here. It's right there, Haley.
Is it rosy?
It's close. What does it have in it?
Protein.
It has protein. Isn't that great? Yes, that's what a goji berry is. It's amazing. It has lycopene, protein, vitamins, minerals, all sorts of wonderful nutrients. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetie. Did you get a camp one as
I
well?
think so.
I think you did. So you both get to come together, okay? The Survival Youth Camp. We do nature walks and learn about plants and what to use them for. Like if you get a boo-boo and you were up in the mountains, you'll be able to identify what plant will help the boo-boo not get infected. Wouldn't that be good? Stuff like that. And then we learn how to make bee habitats out of our bamboo and our bark and some twine. And we put little habitat, they're like little houses for them, so the wild little bees can come and live in there. Isn't that fun? We'll do things like that, okay? It'll be really fun. That's our Survival Youth Camp. Okay, we're gonna go back where we were because I've got a couple more berries, like the one your mom's getting. Okay, this is a big one. This is what we did the cuttings off. If you cut it back because it got too tall, this is the white mulberry. Okay, this beautiful bush is a white mulberry, and they look like a lilac color. The white mulberry. There's black mulberry. They look more purple, almost like a blackberry, but they don't taste like blackberries. They have a very, very unique flavor. You guys will love them. So this is what your baby little guy there can grow into a bush like this. Okay?
Fun.
And I'm trying to keep it from growing tall into a big tree because the almond's already tall. So I'm trying to keep it to grow like this, a lot shorter. So it's all in how you prune them in March. Well, we took the cuttings off of this guy last year, okay? And that's what you're buying this year.
Okay,
Yep.
fun.
And it grew beautiful leaves in the summer. There's a special way we do workshops to do cuttings and from pruning and stuff like that. So you get the new growth on the plants and the that way they'll root, and then you come out after you've got good roots and you let them grow leaves all summer. If you wanted to plant them that first fall, you can. They should be strong enough, but these are a year later, so they're even stronger.
So I can plant them now.
Yes. So who remembers this one is?
Which one?
This one.
Nope. What was it? Adrynne? You remember?
You already were so smart, you guys. You each got one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. Okay, so that's our mulberry. All right, now let's go this way.
How often do they need to be watered?
We did the blueberry, but we're gonna just hold off on that one. That one's too easy. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys. Do you see this? Do you see, because it's under the mulch? These are all baby potato plants pushing up the mulch of leaves, and they're growing under here. So you know what I'm gonna do when it's gonna freeze next week? Okay, I'm gonna cover them up with some leaves. That way they won't freeze. That's what mulch is so important, just like on the forest floor. It keeps the little leaves that are growing from freezing, okay?
Oh, that is cool.
Isn't that cool? So all these little potato plants I'm gonna cover, but these other ones, golden currant, a little apricot tree over there, this little nectarine tree, this is a buffalo berry. This is a new one. Yeah, do you know what buffalo berries are? They need no water. They just grow really well out in the hot desert. But the Native Americans are little orange berries. I think they taste good, but they used to make a flour out of it and cook with it, out of a buffalo berry. And that's a native berry of Utah, okay? So remember, buffalo berry, little orange berry, okay? And then this one, it's not a berry, it's a plum. And look at its beautiful little flowers. It's called an American plum, and it's a native. So it's more drought resistant. It's a hardier little plum called an American plum. And it started from just a bare root little cutting as well. But it's got beautiful, they look like pink little plums. They're so cute, and they're delicious too. They're really fun. So that is the American plum. What was the last one we talked about?
Buffalo
Buffalo berry, you already know it. Come here. Come here, sweetheart. Tell me the name again. Why do I have such a hard time?
Buffalo berry.
And your name? Millie. I can't forget Millie. I knew a little farm girl named Millie. Okay. All right, Millie. Open it up, girl. Very good. You remembered the buffalo berry. Did you guys know there were this many berries?
No.
No. Neither did I. 8 years ago, I had no idea I could collect so many berries, right? Thank you, sweetheart. So we're gonna just put another one in there for the next group so they'll know a buffalo berry. All right, you guys. Let's go. Okay. This is not a berry, but it's a Bing cherry, and it has beautiful little red cherries. Yes, that's a Bing cherry right there.
I love cherries.
Yes.
How old is that tree?
Oh, everything in here is going to be 8 years old this year.
Oh, okay.
That's the oldest, except for our apricot tree is going to be 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes. But these little guys were planted when we first put in this garden. This Bing cherry. And now, guess what this one? This one's got a fun name. Whoever likes to eat gummy bears? So you can remember, it sounds like a gummy bear, right? Except it's a goomy berry. Is that funny? And they're little red berries too. So you can see all these little buds right here are going to open up into pretty little flowers. They're going to open up, and we're going to have all those little flowers, and then we'll have these little orange, reddish, goomy berry. Okay?
I've
Isn't
never
that
heard of
fun?
that.
I know. That's another unusual one.
It's orange and red.
It's kind of orangey red. So this one's 3 years old, and it's really producing more every year. Goomy berry, okay? So that's a really good one. This is another almond tree right here. Yep, this will have big, beautiful almonds. I call it all-in-one sweet almond. Now here's another berry. There's 4 different kinds in this garden. There's a black currant, a golden currant, a red currant, and an English white currant.
Is that a carrot or a currant?
Currant. So they are native to Utah. They grow in the mountains of Utah, the currants, okay? This black currant is not supposed to get bigger currants than that big right there, but we get currants this big in this garden.
Oh,
big.
that is cool.
Isn't that amazing on this little currant bush right here? So I happen to have, let's see, there's an egg under there and an egg under there. Who remembers this one? Goomy berry. I'm sorry. Haley.
fine.
You get the next one, okay, sweetheart? She got it. So instead of opening that up, I'm going to let you open this one up, sweetheart. That's yours. Yes. Now, if she's opening that one, Miss Haley, what are these guys again? They're black, they're white, golden, red. Thank you, sweetheart.
Sounds like something that's also in the ocean.
Prince?
Yes, you got it. And there's 4 different kinds, right? And how big do mine get on that one? That big. Isn't that beautiful, you guys?
Yes.
I know. All right, so what I'll do is I'm gonna do the same thing. That way it'll save us a little bit of time. Let's just give you, then I don't have to replace it in there. That one you can open up. Okay, Millie, you get the next one, okay? Let's go around the corner and find some more berries. There's so many berries in here, you guys. Can you get it? So each time you get one of those little certificates in there, that's a different day you can come, okay, to camp. All right, you guys? Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, so let's come over here. These are more black currants all through here, and see how they have yellow flowers, but they'll have black currants. They have those beautiful little yellow flowers. Aren't they gorgeous, you guys? And they're under the Daju pear tree right here. And then over there is an Ayers pear tree. And you know what I like to do? I like, because it started doing it. It was the tree's idea, not mine. I can't take credit for this. But it likes to droop its branches, even though I'll trim them back, over to the sidewalk so people can walk by and pick a pear. Every year he drops a few branches on that side. It's kind of funny. He just likes to do that. All right, so let me see. Some more currants. Oh, here. Remember the other one? But we're not going to pick it because we've already. But I want to ask you, do you remember the one that has protein, Millie? Who remembers the one that has protein?
Goji.
This looks just like it. Goji berry, exactly. These are all little goji berries through here. Aren't they beautiful? And they'll have these little pink purplish flowers. And then I get goji berries as big as the top of my finger, you guys. It's amazing how many beautiful berries we get on these. And they'll produce twice a year. Pretty amazing. Okay, this is a special one. It comes from China. It's called a Nanking cherry. And like the apricot, they were some of the first ones to bloom. So they're starting to lose their little petals like snowflakes everywhere. But this one we'll get to eat in June. So a Nanking cherry, and it's delicious. I have 11 kinds of cherries in here. Is that a good chocolate? Huh, Dina,
It was
you like it?
melted.
It melted.
So she had to eat it right away.
You had no choice. Now this one is a golden currant, okay? This is a golden currant. This is a Nanking cherry. And we know the goji berry, right? Right there. Now this one is a very unusual one. It's a mix of 2 kinds of berries. Come here, Athena. Come and see. I like to make special syrup out of this one. It's a cross between that black currant that you guessed, Haley, and a gooseberry. It looks like a really, really big purple gooseberry. And this whole bush right here is going to be 8 years old this year, and it makes delicious syrup. They'll produce later in the summer, okay? So, do you remember what this one, or did I tell you what it is yet? I didn't tell you. It's a Josta berry, and it's a cross between a gooseberry and a black currant, right? Okay, so this is Josta berry, Nanking cherry, goji, golden currant, okay? Who wants to tell us about one? Haley's ready.
Oh, but
Which one?
I know the names, but I don't.
Do you remember this one from?
Nanking cherry, but I thought
Yes!
you said it was like it when they have all the petals. Like,
But sweetheart,
No.
you guessed it. Nanking cherry. That's perfect. That's wonderful. Okay. There we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. She got it. She got another day pass. Yes,
I
Athena. Which one?
but
Which one?
I don't know what candy it is.
That's okay. What's the name?
Did we already guess goji berry?
We did, but you remembered it, didn't you? Right there, right? That's a goji berry. And when do we eat it? On the vine. When it gets all Frivoli. That's when it has sweetness in it, right? Now, do you remember this one? Who remembers this one? That's a cross between a blackcurrant and a gooseberry. It makes yummy syrup. It has a funny name. Do you remember, you guys?
No.
I don't remember. Really? No? A jostaberry.
Oh.
Yep. It's a very unusual name, but you guys have to come back and taste these berries throughout the summer, okay? The kids, when they come on youth camp, there's different berries and fruit available at that time, so they get to taste different ones. And it just introduces the kids to all these kinds of foods that we can eat that are so high in good nutrients, you know? Do you know that all these berries are high in vitamin C that boosts your immune system? It's so good for you. It's really wonderful, yeah. So that's the jostaberry. Okay, there's more berries this way, you guys. Come this way.
Berries.
Berries, berries, berries. Who can guess what this one, what family is this little berry? Come over here, Sarah, so you're not in the bush. She's trying to get under the big hazelnut tree right there. So see these beauties here, and they'll send out babies everywhere? These beauties here are something we do know very well. What do they look like? Does Mom recognize?
David, do you know what that is?
Yeah. Raspberry.
Yes, but it's a special one, not the red one. This is a golden raspberry.
Ooh.
Oh, and they are delicious, you guys. Golden raspberries are so yummy.
And how old is this plant?
So they just keep producing new plants all the time, but they've been here for 7 years. Yeah. Hazelnut, Filbert hazelnut here. They've been here for 7 years as well. And this is the female because she produces the little package, I call it, because it's so cute. It has like a little crown around it. Inside of it is the little hazelnut. It's the cutest thing. It's just adorable little hazelnut. So here's another one. See the egg down there? This one's called a bush cherry. And it has little bean looking, like the Bing cherry, but they're smaller. And I left these to dry on the vine from last year. But this is called a bush cherry, and it's about to bloom. It's got all these little buds, and it'll be a big white pom-pom of white flowers. Oh, they're so gorgeous. I love the little bush cherries, but I like them because they're short. Unlike the Rainier cherry, the Bing cherry, the cherry trees like to grow super tall, and you have to cut them back because you can't reach them at the top, so they go for the birds. But I like that it's a bush, so there's a bush cherry. Isn't that wonderful?
It's called a bush cherry?
Bush cherry right there, yes.
And what do the cherries taste like?
So they'll be a little sweet, a little bit almost like the Nanking, but over these two, I prefer the Nanking. The Nanking's my favorite of the bush cherries. And then here's two more that you can train to stay low like bushes. Right here, you guys. That's a red cornelian. You heard that, Athena? Cornelian, okay? And this is a yellow cornelian right here. That's a yellow cornelian cherry right there. And you should see their little yellow teardrops. And they're so sweet. And that one's little red teardrop cherries. They're super sweet as well. Cornelian cherries. Red and yellow cornelian cherries, okay? And then over here, there's another one. It's called an elderberry. You know what elderberries are good for? You have, haven't you? They're good for cough syrup.
Oh.
That's what elderberries are really good, and they're also antiviral. So the elderberries cough syrup, okay? Who wants to try to remember? Because I just went through a bunch of them. Who wants to remember one? Okay, everybody gets to pick one berry.
Bush cherry.
Bush cherry?
Golden raspberry.
Golden raspberry. Do you remember that one, Athena?
I don't remember its name, but I do remember that it's good for something. Coughing.
Yes, it's a good cough drop. That's right. That's why we love it. And now there's 3 kinds of elderberries that grow here in Utah. Never pick a red one, okay?
Okay.
That one's no good. It hurts our tummy. But this is the black one that makes really good syrup and cough drops, okay? So it's the black elderberry. But also, oh, that's a bumblebee. Look at, we are getting our first bumblebees, you guys. The blue elderberry that grows in the mountains up here in Provo is also okay to make medicine out of too. It's really good. But the black is the best, okay?
Okay.
The black elderberry. Now, who remembers behind Cher over here? What's right here? These two, they have the same name, but one's red, one's yellow. You remember these two? Long names.
I don't remember.
Long names.
I think it started with a C.
C. Yeah, it starts with a C.
I don't know.
Cornelian. It's a cornelian. Isn't they funny names? All these berries we have in here. I know they're hard to remember, but when you live in here with your own food forest, which we'd like your mom to learn to design one with your family, okay? When you learn, and in fact, if the kids could come with you when you come and work off some of it, it would be wonderful. Because I'm doing the same thing with Cher. She's photographing for me and filming and stuff. And I told her I need that more than anything. I've never had that before, so it'd be so worth it, okay? And so they can come and they can help as well in the garden. So you guys can design your own. Athena, do you want your own food forest? Like this? To eat berries in? Would you like it? Wouldn't that be fun, sweetheart?
I would like
You're
it.
smart. She's so smart, she remembers them all. Okay, so now we got the cornelian. Behind us is a baby Nanking cherry right there, you guys. That's a baby. So be careful walking here. That's why the flags. There's little rocks in here. It's called a basin around this tree and all the plants that grow with it, which are called guilds. This is a chokecherry. Isn't he beautiful? That's a chokecherry. And guess what? I forgot to put an egg in Mr. Chokecherry. So you're gonna hide one. I just remembered. We'll put one there, okay? Okay, there's two berries here. This is a cranberry. We know cranberry juice, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what that's good for?
I love cranberry.
Do you love cranberry juice? If your kitty has a hard time going pee-pee, this is what you want to give them, is cranberry juice. Okay? Yep. It helps. It's wonderful. And this big one, okay, is called a hawthorn berry.
Hawthorn?
This is a scarlet hawthorn berry. It's a long name. And hawthorn berries are good for the heart. So cranberry, hawthorn berry, okay? And who's this guy?
I have it in my head.
Chokecherry.
Melissa got it. Chokecherry. Okay, I'll come around through here. And this beautiful little yellow flowers. Isn't it gorgeous, you guys? Now remember the blueberries over there? Remember Mom said how hard it is to grow one in Utah? So this one isn't so hard to grow in Utah, but it is in the same family. But it's a droopy teardrop blueberry. It's called a honeyberry. Remember, honey berry,
Someone
okay?
told me about those the other day.
Oh, they are delicious.
I'd
These
never
are
heard of them.
beautiful. Little purple teardrops after these little flowers. And see how it protects its little flowers? They're just hanging there so beautiful. Aren't they gorgeous? I just love them. Those are honeyberries, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? And that's a red currant behind it, and that's a red currant over there. And that's a baby honeyberry bush. It's younger. This one's going to be 8 years old. That one's going to be 3 years old. So we hope to get more of them. They're very hard to find, honeyberry little bushes, because we try to buy plants to put in our food forests here in Utah that have been grown in Utah, not shipped from somewhere else because the climate's different, more water, other places. We want plants that are hardy to Utah.
That makes sense.
That's why we try to get native ones and ones that have grown here in Utah.
Do you
And
have
look-
any honeyberry
Cuttings?
starts that
I
you're
wish.
selling?
Not yet. I haven't mastered doing cuttings of the honeyberry yet, but we're gonna work on it.
Okay.
Yeah, we really want to get some honeyberry cuttings. Back there are wild blackberries growing through. Who knows what those tall sticks?
Corn?
It looks like
Bamboo?
corn. Yes! Boy, are you smart! How do you know what bamboo is?
Well, I just know because I like it.
You like bamboo? She knew. Most adults don't even guess that, Haley. They'll tell me corn. 'Cause it looks like the ears of corn and the, what do you call, the stalks of the corn and stuff. Yeah, those are bamboo. And they'll get all green. And you know what we build that for? Because all the wind so strong comes through here. It's called a wind breaking wall. So it stops the wind for
Out of bamboo.
the rest of the plants. So we do a bamboo wall, but it's great to grow your blackberries through. So those are thorny blackberries that are the most delicious. The thornless ones aren't so good. But these blackberries on here are so delicious in the summer, and they're so good for you. I love my wild blackberries. It's wonderful. So who remembers this one?
Oh, Tina, do you remember
Dina,
that
do
one?
you remember this one, sweetheart?
No. No, but I do remember another one.
What one?
Cranberry.
Cranberry. Where's that? Let's go find it. Let's go find it. Where's this one? Which one is the cranberry? Is it this one here? Although I can't find the egg.
It's right there.
Oh,
There's one on this side
There's
too.
one on, where is it?
Right there.
That's where it is, Athena. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that one there, and I'm gonna give you this one, sweetheart. Way to go, girl. You remembered the cranberry. Okay, who remembers? Oh, there is an egg already in there. Okay. Haley?
Honeyberry.
Honeyberry. Here, sweetheart. Okay, Millie, what's a berry that we didn't talk about?
you.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetie. Remember either this one, oh, thank you, sweetie, or this one. It's got a long name, though. This one's easy. It sounds like yolk, but it's choke cherry. Yes, you have it, sweetheart. Okay, let me get you one. It's a choke cherry. There you go, my dear. Okay, I think we got all of them in here, except this one. It's a long name, hawthorn berry, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And it's good for the heart, right? Hawthorn berry, okay. All right, I think we got the berries that are on this side. Let's go over to the next one, okay? Hoople beds there. Thank you, sweetheart. They're called hoople beds, okay? You wanna know what hoople beds are? They're logs buried in the ground because when a tree dies in the forest, it starts to decompose. It turns into fertilizer, and it turns into a sponge that holds moisture. It drops all its leaves that mulch and hold all the moisture in. So all the new little plants that come up are feeding on the old tree. And so we bury these logs in the ground, and they do all those things as well. And they hold moisture in the ground, and they fertilize. And all the fungus. Do you know what a fungus is? The flower of it's called a mushroom. You've heard of that, right? Yeah. That's what fungi do. They help decompose the trees and other things to create fertilizer for the other trees and plants. Remember the golden raspberry? Who remembers this one to see if you guys remember?
I think it's the one from China.
China? Yes.
King something?
Yes.
I can't
Who
remember.
remembers the first part of the name?
China?
Starts with an N.
It's the second letter.
The second letter is K. N and K.
Kingberry?
Nanking cherry. That's it. The Nanking cherry. You got it. Okay, come on under the apricot tree. Let's go up here. Now watch out. This is a little lily, and it's getting stepped on because it grew too far in the pathway. Okay, so we'll try to walk to this side. All right, there's two right here. Come on up here, girls. Come here, Athena. Come up here, sweetheart. Okay, this is called an aronia cherry. It's just starting to get leaves on it. And it's little clumps of cherries. There's so many kinds of cherries. Aronia cherry, okay? And it's really cute little clumps. And this one over here, it doesn't need much water. It likes to grow in the desert. It's called a sand cherry. You believe there's so many kinds of cherries? They don't sell them at the store, do they? So aronia cherry, sand cherry. Who remembers this one? The famous protein.
I keep on having it, but then I lose it.
Starts with a G. Go.
Goji.
Goji. You'll remember the goji because I'm going to keep reminding you. Okay, so we have aronia cherry, sand cherry. For fun, that's a pluot. It's a cross between an apricot and a plum. Is that cute? And they're cute little purple little fruit called a pluot. And there's a little robin flying around. My birds are always in here with me. It's so fun. Okay, who remembers one of those two? Athena.
Sand cherry.
Which one?
Sand cherry.
Sand cherry. And it's a yummy one, sweetheart. It's a really, really yummy one. I love sand cherries. Let me make sure. No, that one's empty. We don't want to give you an empty one, do we? Okay, there we go. There's one. Okay, who remembers the first one?
Is it a rosy cherry?
Aronia. Very close though, Haley. It started out really close. You did. You remember the AR. And there's more of the protein.
Oh no. Goji berry?
Yes, goji berry. We got it. We got the goji. Okay, watch out, because now we're getting into some thorny parts of the garden, okay? All along here, it's what made the Josta berry with the black currant. Do you guys remember these guys? And see the cute little flowers right here? Look how cute that is. That's its little flowers. This is called a gooseberry. This is a gooseberry, Athena. And they look like little green see-through Chinese lanterns. Thank you, sweetie. But you don't eat it till it's really dark purple. And they're delicious and they're very high in vitamin C. Goji berries, but you have to be careful because it protects itself with lots of little thorns, okay? But that's a goji berry. Aren't they the cutest little flowers? And the berries are the cutest. So this is the gooseberry, okay? These are gooseberry row right here. This is a gooseberry over here, okay? All right. And over here is another Nanking cherry, okay? And it'll start producing later. You know what this one is just right there? And there's the red cornelian, but on this side right here, this guy here that's just starting to produce leaves, it's actually called a kiwi. It's a hardy kiwi. It's not the fuzzy California kiwi. It's a smooth kiwi and it's delicious. And they'll start little green little kiwi. It was so cute when I first saw this one produce. She's the female. You have to have a male and a female, a mommy and a daddy, okay? So this is the hardy kiwi, okay? And then, under my Asian pear, and this is the red blood plum up here. Isn't it beautiful? It has the biggest, juiciest red blood plum.
again, but then I forgot it.
Okay, who remembers this one? Nope. Anybody?
I remember one.
Which one?
Did I just forget it?
Are you warm enough, sweetie? It's getting cold. If you need a sweater, will you let me know? I don't want you to get cold, okay?
So this one starts with the name of an animal.
Yes!
Gooseberry.
Yes! Way to go, girl. That's a gooseberry. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, over here, we have to be careful not to step in there. Poor Cher's walking backwards. We're gonna step across the rock so we don't drop the wood chips in it. So everybody, when you step over this, we're waiting for somebody to build us a nice little bridge for that. So step over the top so we don't push all the wood chips in there. Can you step over that okay? Or otherwise, Athena, another way is you can step in here and then step over here. Step in down there. Nope, look at her. She's like, are you sure you're not freezing, sweetheart? I'd like to give you my sweater. I don't want her to freeze. You are freezing. Here. If you guys hold on to that for me. I want to give Athena my sweater because I have 3 layers on me. So I don't need this much, okay? So I don't want you to freeze. It's cold out here. It's not quite summer yet, you know? There's snow on the mountain still. And you say it's going to get even colder this week, you guys. I'm not very excited about that because all my flowers could freeze. We don't like hard freezes around here in April.
No,
Just not good. Okay,
not good
so
for the garden.
I'm going to unplug this. There we go. I'm all wired up here, girl. Okay, this will be like a poncho, okay? That's why I like this sweater. And you wrap up in it like this, okay? Yeah, you're gonna be warmer now? Just wrap up like this. All right, that way we're not cold. Okay, girl. You can still get an egg though, okay? You know I got you all bundled up. Okay.
Say thank you.
You're welcome, sweetie. Is that warmer? Yeah, that's good. Okay, now, thank you, sweetheart. You're welcome. Plug me back in here so my phone stays charged. Okay, where were we? We did the gooseberries. Oh, there's some over here. So, there's the black. Put the rocks in a little trench there. And watch out here. Don't step in the straw because this is a basin around this beautiful Alberta peach tree. And it's got all sorts of little plants with it, which is called a guild, that all support each other. We had to put big rocks so that the wood chips don't fall in. and it'll keep the water flowing. It's all level under there. So we put these big rocks all the way around in the basin. Just like when you see creeks and everything, just like what you're standing over, that's a trench that moves water. So we put rocks in there. Okay, and that helps.
So what part of your garden did you start with?
Oh, we put in the whole thing. We designed the whole thing, put it all in, but I started collecting more plants and trees over time. That took a little longer, but the whole design that you learn how to do the water design, how to catch water everywhere possible, your roof, the street, everywhere, as well as if you have springs on some places and creeks, but also then you design how to move the water through, okay? And then you decide where to put the plants and everything, so it takes the whole course to learn where to put everything.
Yeah.
But you design the whole thing. So like the white mulberry, this is a black mulberry. Right here, see this big guy that we just trimmed because he was getting way too tall and I couldn't reach the mulberries? This is delicious too, you guys. Wait till you taste these. They're so yummy. You'll have to get a black mulberry as well. We did cuttings this year, so we're gonna have some later in the fall probably that we can sell. But this is a mulberry, black, and under him is a very special berry, which is also like a blueberry, you guys. And it grows really well in the desert. Big bushes, watch your head, because all these branches stick out everywhere. You have to go very slow around here. So right here is called a service berry, and it's just starting to get leaves right here. And they go from like a white, pinkish to purple. And they taste like blueberries almost, okay? So that's called service berry, black mulberry, and the gooseberry. Okay, you guys remember those?
Unfortunately, we have to go in about 5 minutes.
Okay, the last one, my dear, come here. The last one is over here with baby gooseberries underneath. But you see this one here, you guys? And they have thorns. It's called the black hawthorn that grows in the mountains of Utah. You see all these little thorns, you guys? That's a black hawthorn right there. Okay, who wants to remember? Yes, Adrynne. Service berry. Way to go, girl. She remembered the last one. Way to go. Miley, do you want another one?
Millie. Yeah.
Millie, I'm so sorry. I called you Miley, like Miley Cyrus. Millie. Huh, Millie? Do you remember one? How about I tell you a gooseberry? You remember the gooseberries? Yeah.
How do you take this off?
Just hold on to it then, sweetie. I'm gonna give one more to Miley.
Millie.
Millie, why do I want to call her Miley so much? Isn't that funny? My Millie. She's so cute. Thank you, sweetheart. All right, now I want to see who can name all the berries.
Nope. Nope.
See how many you can.
Service berry, blueberry, that's it.
Okay, my Millie. Think of one. Think of one that you know really well that you like to eat. Oh, welcome you guys. I'll be right there, okay? We're just finishing this egg hunt.
Golden
Raspberry. Golden raspberry. That's right. Haley?
Gummy berry. Ostrich
Goomy!
berry, I think, and
What else did you remember really well the first time?
there's like this.
Starts with a C. Like the ocean?
Kind of cool.
It's like the ocean. What's in the ocean? We'll be right there, you guys.
There.
What is it?
Currants.
Currants. Yes. So you remember goomy berry, black, red, golden, and white currant. Okay.
And the ostrich one.
And which one?
The ostrich berry, I think is what it's called.
Josta berry. You almost had that one. Thank you, sweetheart. Can you think of any more? No? Okay, cutie pie. Well, I am so glad you guys came, and I'm glad
There's
you
the
didn't
sandy
freeze to
cherry,
death.
the sand cherry one.
Oh, way to go. She remembered the sand. What came next to the sand cherry? The first one. It's a longer name. It's a cherry. All right,
I don't know.
It's okay. It's just leaves, sweetheart. They'll come off.
Thank you, Denise.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
thank you.
welcome.
That
I'm
was
so glad that
awesome.
you guys came and I got to meet you guys.
Yeah.
And you guys get to come back with mommy, okay? You promise? Watch your little head right there, sweetie. You guys have to come with your mommy, okay? Haley and Millie.
Okay.
Will ya?
We would love to come.
That would be wonderful, you guys. And thanks for
Okay,
stepping
bye-bye.
over the little trench. Way to go, girls. You got to get yourself a little jacket.
I know, I didn't think about the outside factor.
I know. I don't want them to freeze. All right, you guys. Come with me this way.